a real change. It's not from International Doctors Network, but the International Medical Graduates Waste Prevention Network. My name is Dr. Nicolas Mugisho. I'm from the Republic Democratic of Congo. If you can understand this, the thick French accent right there. There is a written copy that will distribute later. It's really amazing to be in the same room with like-minded people working toward this goal of making the journey easier for IMG. As myself, I've gone through that and I know the hardship. And we go from the principle that we shouldn't waste that talent. It doesn't matter where you got trained. The human body is the same. We study from the same book. But at the same time, it is not unfair for Canada to set standards as to what they will require to practice in Canada. But the journey is long, and at the same time, you have to take care of the family, you have to do that. And what we think is, while you're going through that process, it is easier to be working in the medical field rather than driving a cab or flipping burgers or whatever you may come across. I was just talking to Reza here, who just came from Iran, just graduated, and it's gonna be a long, and probably the information he got when he was applying is not the same that is experiencing right now. But we've come to understand, for example, that people who are young, who haven't passed any exam yet, it is better for them to maybe approach. We have a partnership with, what is Médecins Sans Frontières? What is that? Yes, that's the word. Doctors Without Borders. It's easier that way because you can get a position to work outside because you're still fresh and you're not rusty as we are. You can still go abroad in countries where they're relatively safe, maintain your practice while not losing your residency in Canada. If while you're doing that, you still have the training past the exam, preparing for the exam, if it could be online, it would be easier, but it is not. But there is an opportunity to improve processes where organizations offer study groups. If some of the information could be presented online, that would be a good thing. The other thing is that when you are going through this process, there are so many IMGs applying for the same job. And there is a trend now, I don't know if the lady from the Fairness Commission, there are many Canadians who go to study abroad and come back and apply in the same pool as we are. My French accent doesn't have a better chance to go through when someone who has been in this culture, understand the cultures, he has a step ahead, but unfortunately we are in the same pool, and I think if the system could make like that distinction, it will give us a better chance. The other thing that we do is we want to work with other organizations in terms of developing mentorship programs as well as bridging programs that will put physicians that are licensed at ease in taking in IMGs. Because we can talk all about getting placements, but when the college has their sword on the physician for the liability that they have when you're practicing under their supervision, you know that you will hit the block and you will not have that much success in placing people to earn a living while working under the supervision. So we try to work with organizations, IMG's organization that represent. There are many organizations that are working towards this, but if we come together to develop a strategy that will allow us to approach the regulatory bodies in order to have some recognition as to this process, we will be in the workforce and we'll be able to support our families. This may improve our chances into getting into residency, because it makes, when you're going through the mini interviews, it makes a difference if I come in and say I was working under supervision of Dr. Sach, and if you say that I was just driving a cab in Toronto, now I just want you to get me a license to practice. It is obvious that the person will tend to give the license to someone who is working under that supervision. Or it may not lead to you having that residency position. But what I've experienced is that personally, I've worked under supervision of physician, and it was really a moment. I felt empowered, close to home, working with people, even if it was not in a position of a physician, but I just felt, oh, this is good, right? And even if it takes longer, even if it's forever that I will do that, I think I depressed more when I was not working in the field than when I was close to that. The language and other programs that try to put out to understand the Canadian way of doing things is really helpful, but if we can get that, those kind of programs to be recognized in the process of licensure, that would be another plus. And I think when I heard about the whole office of my time is up. Okay, I got it. No, to be honest, I think this is a really good opportunity, a stepping stone to work together and try to put something that will allow IMGs and Canada not to waste this talent, because medical school is long. No matter if you start in Timbuktu or in whatever, it's still 7-8 years of your life, and just dropping that, I think it's a waste not only for ourselves, but also for Canada and for the world, because there are so many people out there that will be losing out on that opportunity to take advantage of it. Thank you.